She's on the floor. The ball's already gone, halfway down the court in somebody else's hands, and Caitlin Clark is flat on the hardwood at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the wind knocked clean out of her. It's the closing seconds of the third quarter. And the strangest part isn't that she went down, it's what happened after. Almost nothing. The whistle came late and soft, a common foul, the kind they call 40 times a night. Play barely paused, the crowd still trying to figure out what they just saw while she pushes herself back up off the ground. The woman who put her there is named Chennedy Carter, Chicago Sky, June 1st, 2024. She caught Clark away from the ball, nowhere near the play, and drove a hip into her that sent the most famous rookie in the sport straight to the floor. That was 3 years ago. And if you told anybody watching that night that this would still be happening in the summer of 2026, that it would get worse, not better, and that the league would spend 3 straight years mostly watching, nobody would have believed you. Here's the number that says it isn't an accident. Since Caitlin Clark walked into this league in 2024, no player has absorbed more flagrant fouls than she has. 9 of them in her first 72 games. That's per OutKick's contact timeline, the outlet that's been keeping count. 9. On the one player the whole sport was supposedly built around protecting. This isn't one bad night, it's a pattern. And her own team's front office saw it coming in year 1, said so out loud on the record, and got 3 years of silence for it. Go back to that first night, because it set the template for everything that came after. June 1st, 2024. A Commissioner's Cup game, Indiana against Chicago. The Fever won it, 71-70, a 1-point game decided in the final seconds. And in those final seconds, with the ball nowhere near her, Carter delivered the hit. On the floor, in real time, the officials called it a common foul, away from the ball, nothing more. Then the league looked at the tape. The next day, on review, the WNBA upgraded that foul to a flagrant, so they saw it too. They watched the same replay everybody else did, and they agreed. This wasn't normal basketball, it was something else. And here's what happened to Chennedy Carter after the league decided her hit crossed the line. No fine, no suspension, nothing. A flagrant one carries points toward a threshold down the road, and that's it. She played her next game like nothing happened. That's the moment the pattern was born. Not the hit itself. Hits happen. It was the response. The league admitted in writing that a player got targeted away from the ball, and then it did nothing about it. Somebody inside the Fever saw exactly where this was headed. Her name is Lin Dunn, the franchise's general manager, a woman who's been around this game for longer than some of these players have been alive. After the Carter hit, she didn't stay quiet. She posted it plainly. There's a difference, she said, between tough defense and unnecessary, targeting actions. It needs to stop. The league needs to clean up the crap. Targeting actions. That was the word. In 2024. From the general manager of Caitlin Clark's own team. She named the problem, she named it early, and she asked the people in charge to fix it. They didn't. And this is where it stops being about one hit and starts being about a body. Because for Clark's whole life, up to this point, there was one thing you could count on. She played. At Iowa, she never missed a game. Her rookie year in the pros, she never missed a game. The kid was a machine, durable, available every single night. Then came 2025, and the machine started breaking down. A quad injury, then the groin, first one side, then the other. Then an ankle that ended her season early. By the end of it, she'd missed somewhere between 28 and 31 games, depending on whose count you use. The player who had never sat out a day in her life spent most of a season on the bench in street clothes. Now, be careful here, because this matters. Most of those 2025 injuries were soft tissue, non-contact. You cannot draw a straight line from a hip check to a quad strain, and this isn't the place to pretend you can. But you don't need a straight line to see the shape of it. This is a body that never broke down before, suddenly breaking down in the middle of 3 years of a physical grind that nobody in charge was doing anything to ease. Wear and tear on someone who was never allowed a soft landing. Read it however you want. The timing is the timing. Which brings us to the night it finally boiled over. June 24th, 2026. Indiana hosting Phoenix at Gainbridge. The Mercury won it, 111-109, a 2-point game, another one that came down to the wire. But nobody remembers the score. What they remember happened with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in the second quarter. A loose ball, a scramble for it. And Alyssa Thomas, one of the most physical players in the entire sport, drove her fist into Caitlin Clark's throat. Her throat. In the moment, no call, no whistle, no review on the floor. Clark grabbed at her own back, stayed in for a while, and then, around the middle of the third quarter, she walked off and didn't come back. 19 points, 8 assists, 20 minutes of court time, and then done for the night. The league reviewed it afterward, just like it reviewed Carter 2 years earlier. This time, the foul got upgraded to a flagrant-2, and this time, finally, a suspension landed. Thomas sat 1 game, served it 3 days later against Toronto. 1 game. Sit with the shape of that for a second. It took a fist to the throat. It took the single most alarming image in 3 years of this. It took 2 full years of escalation past Lin Dunn standing up in 2024 and begging the league to clean it up. And the answer, when it finally came, was 1 game. Now, be precise about this, because the record deserves it. Alyssa Thomas was suspended. She was punished. The story here isn't that she walked away with nothing. She didn't. The story is how much it took to get there. 3 years. An escalating pattern the league admitted to on tape. Over and over. A general manager who called it by name in year 1. And it still took a hand around a throat to produce a single game off. And Clark isn't the only one who noticed. Sophie Cunningham, her teammate, an enforcer, somebody who spent this whole run standing between Clark and the people coming at her, said it out loud on her own podcast. This kind of thing, she said, happens every single game to her, and the league and the refs do nothing about it. They are definitely targeting her, Cunningham said, and the refs do nothing to protect her. That's not a hot take from the outside. That's a player on the floor watching it happen next to her night after night. Here's the part that should sting the most, because we've seen a league do this exact math before and get it completely right. Rewind to the late 1980s. Michael Jordan is becoming the most valuable thing in professional basketball, and the Detroit Pistons build an entire strategy around hitting him, punishing him physically every single time he drove to the rim. They even had a name for it, the Jordan Rules. And the NBA, watching its meal ticket star get hammered game after game, made a choice. Over the next few years, it leaned hard into protecting its stars, tightening the way defenders could grab and hold and hit. And it opened the game up for the players who put people in seats. That's the reflex. A league sees its most valuable asset getting battered, and it moves to protect that asset. Because it's good business, if nothing else. Now look at the WNBA. It has the biggest star it has ever had. It got told, in year 1, by an Indiana general manager, out loud, to clean up the targeting. And 3 years later, the answer is still 1 suspension, handed out only after somebody put a fist in Caitlin Clark's throat. Same problem a league has solved before, the exact opposite reflex. So where does that leave her right now? Off the floor for the moment. She's dealing with a back that flared up again, the same back she grabbed the night Thomas caught her, and she's been sitting the last few games to let it settle. But she's been back at practice this week, and by every sign she's fighting to get back out there in the next few days, on the road trip coming up. If you know anything about Caitlin Clark by now, you know how that story tends to go. She gets back up. She always has. That's the thing they seem to keep counting on, isn't it? That she'll keep getting up. That she'll absorb the hip check and the throat shot and the lost season and the silence, and she'll lace them up and come back anyway. So nobody in charge ever actually has to fix the thing underneath it. 3 years. A general manager who called it by name. A teammate who says it happens every single game. A count that says no one in the league has taken more of these hits than she has. And a league that has protected a star before, when it wanted to, and has spent 3 years choosing not to. She keeps getting up. The real question was never whether she would. It's whether anyone with the power to stop this is ever going to make her stop having to.